Hello and welcome back to Headstand from Basics to Balancing. Now we're on day 3. If you missed days 1 and 2, I will put a card right up here for you to click on to go practice those. And I would suggest that you do those first, as these are sequential in nature. So today's practice is about the strength and the flexibility that's needed to balance when we're upside down. And when I say balance, I don't necessarily mean like away from the wall, although we will be working on that in a couple days. Today, what we're going to work on is what are the legs doing when we're upside down, right? So we can't see them, but if they're flailing around all over the place, it's going to get ugly real fast. So we're going to work on that and what they need to do. And I'm going to suggest that you have a yoga belt or something like that nearby. If you don't have a yoga belt, it's totally fine. Use a scarf or like a kitchen towel or hand towel, something that can help you to reach your legs. Okay, so other than that, you just need your yoga mat. So head on over to that now and I will do the same. We're going to begin lying down for this practice. Yay! Once you're on your back, maybe it's just me that feels like that about lying down, but you're just gonna take a moment to give yourself a nice big exhale. Let this be your moment of centering and grounding and just giving yourself a chance to bring attention back in, because it may have been scattered today. When you exhale again, pick up your knees and give a little bit of a squeeze, just gently holding your legs and letting the back round a little bit. Take hold of the right knee, stretch the left leg out, and let's put it on the ground. Now, you can't see it right now, and that's exactly what's going to happen in headstand. So right now, press your shoulders and your head back slightly. Keep your gaze up and out at the sky or the ceiling. And in your mind's eye, feel that left foot, spread the toes, and push the sole of the foot away from your head. In particular, reach through the inseam of your leg, right from the groin all the way through the instep, through the big toe edge of your foot. Now, when you exhale, you're gonna flex your belly, pick up your head, and look at your foot. Is it doing what you thought it was doing? If it's bowed out or in, or turned out or in, readjust so that that toe is straight, those toes are straight upright toward the ceiling, and the sole of the foot is reaching out toward the opposite wall. Okay, bring the head back down. Put your right foot flat on the mat, and then put your left ankle on your right knee. So we're just gonna get into a little bit of a hip stretch here, and this is really important because we have to get the hips over the head. That takes flexibility. So you can either stay here and push the left knee away, or you can pick up the right knee again and get into those big old glute muscles that tend to be pretty tight for most of us. While you stretch, just feel the floor, whatever support is beneath you, and try to just relax into that right now. Let the clasp go if you have it, and put both feet flat on the mat for a moment, noticing any effects that you feel from one side to the other in your body. Maybe you notice a difference. What do you notice? Let's do this action for the second side. So starting with holding the left knee in your hands and straightening out the right leg. Right leg is long and straight on the ground, back of the thigh reaching for the earth, trying to press down into it. Press the center of your right heel down. And in your mind's eye, your inner eye, see that foot. Don't look with your actual eyes. See it with your awareness. Spread the toes. Push through the ball of the foot, especially at the inner edge, so that the inseam is long as well. So oftentimes the foot sickles, and that means it bends at the ankle, it supinates so that the outer ankle is too long and the sole of the foot is rolling toward the midline. We don't want that. Push through the big toe edge like you're trying to touch the opposite wall with the sole of your foot. Now, if you're curious if it's doing what you think, pick up your head, just like beat it on the other side, take a look. It's educational, right? Sometimes it's like, whose leg is that? Okay, put it back down and then drop that left foot flat on the floor and pick up the right leg, crossing right ankle over left knee. You can either push the right leg away to stretch your hip or pick up both legs and reach your right arm through the hole to hold your left leg again. Goodness, this leg's tighter for me. I don't know if it is for you, but just meet this side where it is. Feel the ground. Try to relax as best you can into that support. So often we kind of push the support away, don't we? Receive that support, receive the stretch, receive the breath. If you're tight on this side like me and you need a little longer, just stay for another moment or two. If you're done, just come on out, put the feet flat on the ground again, and just compare how you feel now that you've done both sides of that sequence in your body. Find your belt or scarf or towel or whatever you have, if you have it, and let's go left leg up in the air. We're gonna belt the ball of that foot, and we're going to begin to work in the direction of straightening that leg. Now, right now, we're just trying to get that leg to be pretty much vertical. Imagine that the sole of your foot was touching the ceiling. While you're holding the belt, do it lightly with your arms, but try to rest the shoulders. Well, let's play a little game with the feet. We're going to push through the ball of the foot, so kind of pointing the toes. It's going to stretch the front of the leg a little bit more. Now you're going to flex the foot and push through the heel, and this will stretch the back of your leg. Now see if you can find some room between. Maybe we call this flointing, where you're not flexed and you're not pointed. Maybe there's just a little more elevation in the ball of the foot, but you spread the toes and you see if you can get length in the back of the leg, the front of the leg, the whole leg nice and strong. So when we flip upside down and do Shirshasana, headstand, this is what we want our leg to do. So just get a feel for what's happening there now. Okay, lighten the grip in the belt. Don't change your leg. Just drop the hands or maybe drop the belt altogether. And see how different that feels when you start to engage your core and your leg to hold the leg up like that. Okay, bend the knee, put the foot on the floor, take a breath, relax the neck and shoulders. They may have been gripping there. And let's switch the leg. So right foot is gonna go in, ball of foot toward the sky. You're heading in the direction of a straight leg. If it doesn't get all the way there, don't worry. But do try to get the sole of the foot to face kind of up toward the sky, not down towards the floor or out away from your head. Point through the ball of the foot and up through the toes. That is going to lengthen through the shin and the front of the leg. And now you're going to dorsiflex or push up through the heels and pull the ball of the foot down. You should feel the stretch in the calf and the back of the leg when you do that. So what we're really aiming for is to lengthen both the front and the back of the leg. See if you can floint your foot somewhere in between pointing and flexing. I'm sure someone's made up that word before, not me, but now you know what we mean. Good work. See how you can transfer that effort to more of the leg and the belly and get lighter in the belt, or maybe take the hands away altogether. So this kind of engaged, stretching, reaching effort, that's how you're gonna not compress your neck, and that's how you're gonna get stable in headstand. Okay, let's take that leg and put it on the floor. So we're gonna put that together and do both legs at the same time. And my suggestion for you, if you're a little tighter in your legs and your low back, is that you create like a diamond shape with your hands and you put that under your pelvis if you're a little tighter in your legs. Now, if you're not, if you're a little more flexible, just put your arms to the sides, wherever's comfortable for you. So we're gonna bring the feet off the floor and we're gonna aim both feet toward the sky, no belt, right? So start to stretch the legs, aiming for vertical. squeeze the legs toward one another so the inseams of the legs are touching and you're reaching up and out through them. You're flointing your feet and you're creating length through the back of the legs, the front of the legs, all this elevation just rising up. The tail is anchored either on the mat or on your hands if they're under there, but the legs are fired. They are on fire. Go, go, go legs. Reach, 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 reach. Hold it, hold it, hold it. My very first yoga teacher said that in order to do headstand well, you should be able to hold this position for 5 minutes. 5 minutes. We've probably been here for 45 seconds, maybe 1 minute. So I'm not gonna make you hold 5 minutes today, but you get the idea. This is really important. Okay, bend your knees, hug the knees in. Exhale. Bring the knees toward the chest. Okay, roll to your side. Go slow. We've kind of been lying down here on the floor for a while, and pick yourself up. So we're just going to take one more step today, and it's not going to be completely balancing, but we are going to work on lifting a leg in the air. So you don't need a wall because we're not going to balance. But we're going to repeat day 1. Remember, you can always go back and watch that. Drop to the forearms. Day 1 is about setting the arms in place. Interlace to the webs. Untuck the pinkies so they're level. Touch the tips of the thumbs and leave a space between the heels of the hands. I know that was a lot of information, but it should be review. Root the wrist down into the ground until you feel the upper arms and shoulders engage. Now, curl your toes under if they're not. Lift your knees and come into Dolphin Pose. Start to walk forward, tuck your chin, find that special dot spot on the top of your head that we worked on day 2, and lower that without opening the heels of the hands apart. Then begin to walk the feet forward toward the hands. You're going to take your left leg and reach it up toward the ceiling. Now, I don't care if you get your leg all the way straight, but you're going to go in that direction. You can keep the right leg bent, but just reach, reach, reach through the top leg. Really stretch that leg. Push the wrist down, push the skull down, and just see if you can notice what the heck is your foot doing when it's up there. Okay, bring that leg down. Switch legs, right leg up. It's okay if it doesn't go all the way straight. You're going in that direction. Reach as high as you can and try to figure out what the heck your foot is doing when you can't see it. Push the skull down so you're not compressing your neck. Push the wrist down and reach through the right leg. Good job. Put that foot on the floor, walk the feet out, and drop the knees. Come on down and rest in child's pose. And rest the neck, the head, and the shoulders. Slow down the breath. And then begin to walk yourself back up to sitting. When you get to sitting, you're going to swing your feet over to the left and sit on your outer right hip. So we're just unraveling from that energy that took by taking a gentle twist toward the right. Headstand is considered like the king of the inversions. It's a kind of fiery masculine pose. So to be balanced after that, we want to do something that's calming and grounding. That's what we're doing now. Tomorrow, we will begin to work on actually getting all the way up in the pose. We'll put all these pieces together and actually go up tomorrow. So you switch the legs over to the other side, and now you're twisting to the left with your torso in Bharadvajasana. Just try to slow the heart rate down. You wouldn't want to just pop up after that headstand work and run off to your day. And then untwist, and once more lie on your back. We're gonna take a bridge pose just one time before we take a quick shavasana. So walk the feet in closer to the hips, make them parallel. Push the elbows and or hands back into the mat and lift the buns off the ground. Just open the chest, soften the eyes or close them. Take an inner gaze, aware of the breath. When you come back down, just pull the hips away from the head so that the low back is nice and long. And then either tip the knees in on one another to rest them or stretch them all the way out on the ground in Shavasana. And you're welcome to stay as long as you want, just let the video end, or if you are ready to be done, I thank you so much for being here and for working on your headstand practice with me, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.